Hello everyone and welcome back. It's been 2 weeks since the last update, or 3 weeks.
Hopefully 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Let's say it's 2 weeks.
but here we are again. We had a bit of a trouble today with the cameras, so we're pre-recording again. Maybe this format will be better, but I don't aim to cut anything, so we have to do it on the first take.
I'm looking for a few days.
First, I want to talk about what happened at Content.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can talk about what happened at Atacama, and then slowly move towards the general update. So the first thing that happened obviously were conferences. So we were in New York for React Summit for the US version. That was a lot of fun. I actually found out that the Liberty Science Center, which was the venue of the conference, is the largest planetarium in the Western Hemisphere. It was kind of big.
So what was better?
You mean
the planetarium or the venue?
That's good. That's a good question. I actually didn't have time to go in, so I was just at the conference hall.
So the venue.
But it was really cool, and we had a good time. Had a lot of interesting conversations. We had a Lego game, so that people would come to our booth and build their stack with Lego bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to win a JBL speaker. Now it was a good time. So that was on Monday, and then there was a Web Summit in Lisbon, which is a conference that has 70,000 attendees. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I was watching it mainly last year, and it was crazy. Like all of the fields, there was design focus, developer focus, business focus mainly. Yeah, it's kind of hard to grasp all the things that are happening there.
It's unbelievably large, and so many people. Like, this is the first conference I've been at that has so many attendees, and it was mind blowing. And we had a booth there as well.
Mm-hmm.
A few nice conversations. I had a masterclass about generative AI and how it can turn the lives of content editors around, and so that was fun. Had a bit of people talk to me about the session, which brings me to another topic, which is a internal release of Copilot. So we've been talking a lot in the past about the vision of Content.ai in terms of AI, and Copilot is something that we were working on for quite some time.
You mean the Copilot with K, right?
Yes, Copilot with a K. Yeah, definitely. Which is pretty much a way to interact with the AI just in scope of the rich text editor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just type 2 slashes, you write what you need. It has the contextual awareness of what you're working on, so it gets easier. You don't have to say everything. And the way it works is you prompt it, you hit enter, you work on your content, and you don't have to wait for it to answer, because sometimes it can be a bit lengthy process.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gives you the content that you're looking for. So you can use it to generate, let's say, paragraphs out of an outline. It can generate title out of your content item, or metadata, or things like that. So that's now in the internal release. It's probably going to go into early access soon. And there are many other features that we released in the past 2-3 weeks. Like digital asset tagging. So when you're uploading pictures, it automatically looks at what is on the picture and tags that image, and others. So that there's been a lot of updates. I don't even have awareness of all of them, because we have, like, every 2-3 days there is something.
Yeah, I'm getting the same impression. Like, all of these tools or all of these features you can find in nearly any service, but if you have the contextual place, or you have the one space that is able to cooperate with the knowledge, it's much better than to switch in between 20 applications and, like, go back and forth and basically losing context.
Yeah,
I've seen the similarities in all of the system as well as in Atacama as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want to get into ChatGPT and the news
Mm-hmm.
there too early. So let's hear what's new at your job.
Yeah, so to keep it short and brief, because I didn't do the proper in-depth research yet. There are many offerings that Atacama have, but my main focus is on Atacama Gen 2, which is basically a whole platform which is modularized.
Mm-hmm.
So you can install and uninstall the modules themselves. So this is something that is super easy to manage, and you just install it and you have everything in one place, so you don't need to take a look to the, let's say, cuts offering or these kind of things. It's cloud-based, so you just deploy it.
Right.
You can deploy it on your cloud or on a shared cloud, or do the hybrid set up, but enough of the platform. The thing that's currently being released is version 15 after version 14.5.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine how long did it take to get to this point of modularity. And this is just one of the suites that Atacama offers. But this is kind of a thing that I'm getting to, because version 15, which is the new major version, is getting with the new services. From 14.5 there was already a data quality firewall, which basically allows you, let's say you have some data source, and you need to, for example, check against it with the semantic rules, we call them terms. So for example, if you are a bank and you are adding a new client to your bank, it do the check, for example, that I don't know, your postal address is in the region within your bank assistant, or this kind of things. Like it gets all the information, put it into the term that it validates against, and now in version 14.5 it's available via the API. So you don't need to, let's say, transform all your data into Atacama. You just can integrate with via the API. You can just send a request with the data, and it will get you the result pretty quickly. And this is the aim, the quickness. So because you can always copy and paste the logic there. But this is kind of thing that we are focusing on, and we are trying to make it as easy as possible from the developer point of view. Our persona is not a developer, we call them data engineers. So these are the basically data people that can write the Python scripts, they can configure the infrastructure, but they want to use the Python easiest way possible. They don't want to create the complex SQL queries. They can do that, but they don't want to.
Right.
So we are creating a Python wrapper for them, because they are quite used to the Python. So they just install the package, create the API key, paste it in there, and they are good to go. So this is currently the aim. I'm not sure how much in detail I can go, so let's call it this way.
That's
I think to make it as good as possible.
That's good. And I wanted to say that you said PHP by accident.
Yes.
But the truth is, and it scares me a little bit, that I'm hearing PHP more and more often these days.
I was checking the statistics of the stacks. I'm not that afraid in the data world.
Right.
I'm seeing Python for mostly everywhere. Sometimes I see R, or I sometimes Scala, but more or less it's just for like specific use cases where you need to, let's say, use the specific power of the programming language that you're using. But we are starting with Python. It's the easiest way to test it out. To be honest, Python with his dynamicity, you can screw up pretty quickly, so you need to be really careful how you define the architecture, which is currently what we are doing. So the multiple inheritance is crazy. Going from the .NET world, even from the TypeScript world, you are in the wilderness of chaos.
So I'm gonna get there too, actually, with Python. So we haven't announced this yet, but I'll be leaving content at the end of the month, end of November. And I'll be joining another company that works a lot with AI, and they do a lot of implementations on Python. So, yay, looking forward to that. And thanks for telling me it's easy and it's hard to screw it up.
Yeah, no, it's easy to implement, easy to screw it up as well.
Yeah, I know,
pretty quickly.
that's what I meant. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, and there is basically none type safety.
Perfect,
So,
perfect. Yeah, that's what we always loved about JavaScript, right?
Yes.
That's why we were like, let's ditch .NET and let's use JavaScript. It's so easier to use. So good for great big applications. A lot of people working on no type safety. Awesome. All right, what's next on the list?
Let's get a little bit away from our company day-to-day jobs, and let's get back to the ChatGPT-4. I heard some rumors, but you have more detailed information about that?
Yeah, I was amazed. Like last week, and I think that I'm not the only one who heard the presentation. It was OpenAI Dev Days, their first conference, and the first presentation by Sam Altman and some others. By the way, Satya was also there.
Okay.
It was mind blowing. Like what those guys did. It's mind blowing. Mainly that they solved all the problems that we as vendors of a system that is connected to OpenAI. Those were our major pain points. Yeah. things like the memory window, yeah, or how big your prompt can be. That's been enlarged. It's supposed to be 3 times cheaper now. And apart from these smaller improvements, you can now teach the AI your context. So you can use it as if you have your knowledge base, you can use that to upload it to ChatGPT, and it will incorporate that knowledge into whatever it suggests. That's a big thing, because we were always looking for a way to teach ChatGPT the context of each project in the headless CMS, right? Because there was never enough data to actually train your own model. But this way, I think we can do it quite easily. And they also want to democratize the whole thing. So what they did is they let you adjust the behavior of the model and of the AI, and the specialized GPTs, as they want to call it, or co-pilots. I don't know how I want to call it. I forgot. But they will have a marketplace where you, as a person who trained it in some other way to be specialized, where you can market it, and if it's used, then they're gonna share the profits. So I think this is a great step towards having people more involved and to make the ChatGPT more, let's say, specifically usable, not generally, but specifically to each.
Yeah, I think this is the best way how to incentivize the approach.
Yeah.
And if you want to introduce it to the broad community, this is the great way. I don't really think it will solve the, let's say, actual complex model or modeling approaches, because you just can't do that. If you want to have the really specific, complex and quick and effective approach, you implement it on a separate setup. But this is the great way how you can start. You can build a pretty decent and complex scenarios about that. But once you, I think, hit some limits that you have the various data, it can be a little bit different. I think in the content management system it's kind of okay still, but you are still in the textual data, maybe a little bit of byte data from the images. But if you have various types of data, I mean, streams and decodings and this kind of thing, and different scheme for every single item, it's kind of hard to start with some base, because then you get to have the model really huge.
Yeah, 100%. Then it gets complicated, gets expensive, it eats a lot of your time. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But well, my message would be, if you haven't seen the presentation, then definitely go and look at it. It's like 1 hour, and it's mind-blowing. It's really, really great improvements, and I'm really looking forward to it, because it speeds up our, whatever we are doing as integrators. It speeds up our process, so we can actually focus on what's important and how to add value, then solve or go work around some of the limitations of GPT.
And even for the showcases or the educational purposes, you can pretty easily and quickly iterate on the proof of concepts if you have the framework for configuration or customizations.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, and you should look at it too.
I will definitely take a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So do we have anything else on the list?
I think we can more or less wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah. I will keep learning about the Kubernetes and the orchestration, how to set up the platform in a different stack that I was used to, which was .NET. Now it's Docker, but in the inside it's mainly everything that I have seen from AWS through Azure services. So it will take a bit. And if I have something current interesting, I will definitely share what I can.
You know, I'm always saying that with good developers, it doesn't matter what kind of stack or platform you put them in front of, because they will be able to master it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They'll make it work. So we'll see if you're a good developer.
Yeah, one service at a time, you know.
All right, so that's it from us today, guys. We'll see you again in 2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.